Hello everybody, welcome to Crafty Soup. My name is Misty. I often do DIY embellishment videos and I kind of skipped my usual schedule this month, but I am back today using a bunch of fun floral and doily dies along with some tissue paper to create some pretty bouquet embellishments. So let's dive in. So I am a little obsessed with these floral sprigs dies from scrapbook.com. So that was a huge part of this inspiration. And I had this idea of using this doily die, which I've had for a while and haven't used it much, along with some extra florals that I got recently. And these ones are from Spellbinders. All these products will be linked below if you want to get your hands on these particular things. I do have a pile of scraps of cardstock that I pulled out of my stash. I did cut them down ahead of time to make them conveniently sized. And I pulled out a couple of pieces of tissue paper from my stash of gift wrapping items. I do save tissue paper for these kinds of projects. And I'm going to set up my dies on my new die cutting machine. And if you haven't seen my video on reviewing this machine yet, I will link you up to that as well. And I am using that tissue paper along with all the cardstock on this one pass of the die cut machine. Since I have been more and more interested in doing die cutting projects, this machine is helping me in two ways, both with that size of the platform to get through more die cutting at a time, and also saving my hands and wrists from the manual crank of a manual machine. So those are the two reasons why I upgraded to this one. And I am just so loving these beautiful floral die cuts. I've got Spellbinders, I have got Concorded Ninth, and I have got scrapbook.com. So I am pretty brand non-specific, but definitely enjoying these kind of layered floral pieces. Now, I am cutting down the Spellbinders die or the die cuts rather, because I know I'm going to be wrapping these bouquets up, and having too many bits sticking off the sides are going to interrupt with the wrapping process. So I am trimming off some of those leaves, knowing that I could add them back in to upper sections of the bouquet later on if I wanted to. I'm using this brand new little glue pot to me that I got from Spellbinders, and I am actually quite liking it so far. This is the very first time I've used it. And just with this first session, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what I needed. So I will link you up to that product as well. I don't make any money off of the Spellbinders site, so don't worry about that. I just am so far happy with this glue pot, and I will keep you updated on if that continues to be true. At any rate, I am going to create these bouquet tacos as I've been thinking about them in my head, where I glue floral elements in and then into the center of this doily, kind of towards the top, and then I will add a little bit of glue and fold the edges of the doily into a triangle bouquet shape. I'm going to finish them off with a little bit of twine, and since my twine wasn't cooperating, I skipped over some of that. But just a simple little double knot with my twine, and I have these sweet little bouquets. And since I did a whole bunch of floral die cutting, I am just going to keep going. I am kind of folding over the edges of the doilies as need be in order to get a tidier triangle. So sometimes I'll fold the upper edge, sometimes I'll fold the outside edge in a little bit just to give it that triangular bouquet shape. And I ended up making 5 of these little bouquets, and I didn't think too much about the colors and shapes as I was going. I just cut a whole bunch of things out of the scraps that I had and put these bouquets together, varying the shapes and colors of those die cut pieces as much as possible. And I came up with all 5 of these really pretty little bouquets, great for card making or scrapbooking. And if you have a Mother's Day coming up where you are, I know here in the US it's still coming up, these would be beautiful Mother's Day cards. And with that, I will say thank you so much for watching. I will be back on Friday with my Freebie Friday video, where I offer you several free crafty supplies for you to download and use in your own crafting. Until then, have an artful day.